In this video, I'm going to be giving the best tips I have for each competitive category of the game. Starting off with ground and eventually leading up to competitive overall. And ending off with one tip that's probably the best I can possibly give. Okay, so starting off with ground. If you saw my last tip video, this will look kind of familiar. But basically the best way to go as fast as possible on ground is to do the longest strides you possibly can. So I'll kind of show like right here. The longer strides you do as you pull, the faster you'll be overall. So you might see a lot of comp players kind of running like sideways like this. So basically you literally just go here, push across, go here, push across, go here, push across, just back and forth. And so when you have big strides like that, the more you're in contact with the ground, the better. So while you're touching the ground, your speed is however fast you can move your hand in real life. So if I move it fast, I can go really fast. If I move it slow, then I go really slow. But when you're off of the ground, you have a maximum speed of this. This is how fast you can go. But while you're touching the ground, you can go much faster. So that's why ground mains, they kind of run like this. Because you can be really close to the ground and you're not hitting off the ground like this. You're just kind of throwing yourself along the ground. And then you can slowly kind of build up speed and go faster and faster. Another great thing for doing it is if you're trying to make sharp turns. Because if you extend really far and you're going forward, you can like you can be running away from someone, and then do like a quick right turn, which is the most helpful if the tagger is getting really close to you and you just want to build a little bit more distance, especially if they're reaching out to try to tag you. You can definitely do like a quick little turn and go up somewhere, or juke them out and try to run a different direction. And for my second tip, honestly one of the best things you can do is practice. It's just like running in real life. The more you run, the faster you'll get. What a lot of people do is they run from double walls to back walls over there, and you can try out your own different running methods and see which one is faster, like time them and see which one is faster. So for branching, before we get to branching, this is TTTPig here. We just hit 600,000 subscribers, so I just wanted to thank you guys. We're getting so close to our goal of 777,000 subscribers. And I also wanted to let you guys know about my new creator code. Also in this new update, I got a creator code. It's TTTPig if you want to use it to support me whenever you're buying shiny rocks. I get like 3% of every purchase, so it's not much. But I also get to see your guys' usernames whenever you buy them. And anyone that uses it from this video on, I'm going to be putting at the end of my next video. The main thing for branching is to kind of be like unpredictable. Because if someone knows where you're going, they can pretty easily cut you off. So a great way to do that is to practice making your own routes. So just looking around branches, like not trying to run through them fast, but like jumping from branch to branch, seeing where you could go where you normally wouldn't go. So if I were to jump to this branch over here, I might, instead of like just going straight, I might look, oh hey, I could use this and go up here. So for example, you can be like running along this straight route, and instead of going like where you would usually go, which might be here, you might turn around, go up to this branch and take a different route. Or you might be running along here and you have like a route that goes through here to this tree or something, and up there maybe. Like just practice kind of like going through it and then realizing like instead of going forward, what if I turned here, went up here in this way? And you can build so many different routes that way. And the more you do that, the more you'll kind of learn where every branch is in your head. Just like how you know where everything is in your house. You don't have to think about it, you just kind of like know in your head. A lot of people do kind of like straight routes, just kind of going here, going all the way along. And you can really easily get cut off doing that because it's really predictable. So you want to try to be unpredictable. And a great way to do that is kind of going up and down with branches. So going here and then going back down, or just making random cutbacks and turns. You can also go up here, like just make your own routes and practice kind of going up and down in different spots. And cutting back is also a great thing to do, especially if you're doing like a hard route to follow. There's a good chance they'll try to not follow you and go for like a cutoff instead. And then you can kind of like look around and see that and like cut back instead and start going like the other way and build some distance from them. Alright, so for wall running, it's a little similar to ground. The longer strides you do, the better, because when you're sticking to the wall, you can go much faster. Also, if you want to know how I'm sticking, if you slowly move your hand out and away from the wall, you can stick to the wall, which is helpful for wall running because if you do that and kind of just push outwards and forwards at the same time, you can kind of stick. But for gaining wall running speed, it's mainly about those long strides, especially for slippery walls, which I'll get to later. And just to be clear, I'm not using platforms, so don't comment, oh my gosh, he's using platforms. And along with doing these long strides, kind of mastering going up and down with wall running, along with going backwards, is very, very helpful. Because going up is what people call like verticaling. Just making sure you can keep going up and being close to the wall. Like a good scenario where someone might use backwards wall running is like if they're pretending, oh yeah, I'm gonna go up here, and all the lava monkeys are kind of following under or about to try to cut you off over here.
you could like fake them out and like pretend you're going up and then go backwards and hit over to like a branch or something. Now my second tip is with slippery walls. These are obviously a lot harder to stay on because you're sliding and not sticking, but the main thing I see people mess up on is not doing big enough or hard enough swings. I can do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5, 6 hits and not go anywhere. Or instead, I could do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the same amount of hits, or go across the entire wall instead of going nowhere. So really big and fast hits help a lot. Here's an example, like just so you can continue going. I probably would not be able to do that with small hits. Maybe if you're using 2 hands, but big hits really help. Some people kind of like to go like this, I think, like that. I don't really find that better. It kind of uses more energy, and it's like, meh. Wall climbing. You can use wall climbing almost anywhere, even if you're not in the corner of a map. Once you realize this, you can literally escape almost any lava monkey if you have some distance. Right now I'm in this odd spot in the map, so right, it kind of looks flat right here, but if you like go to angle, you can see there's a little angle. But yeah, you can literally scale this entire wall just by wall climbing, like going back and forth here. It's literally just back and forth. Eventually, right here at least, there's a flat part because there's not really any part of a wall that's a crease all the way up. Like there's some spots in the corners of the map like this where it's a crease all the way up and you can wall climb all the way up, but most spots aren't really like that. So if I'm going up here, I can kind of look to where the next crease is and I see like, oh yeah, it's right here, let me wall climb over here. And now you're at the top just by wall climbing, which can be really helpful because there's a lot of lava monkeys that'll probably just try to like wall run all the way up to you and then mess up and fall down, because most people usually can't like vertical all the way to the top. Wall climbing doesn't just have to be wall climbing. The best ways I've seen it done is combining it with like wall running. Like for example, if I were to go up here and then wall run over here and then go wall climbing again, kind of like I did before. Or you could like vertical first, right, and then switch to wall climbing. Moving on to competitive tips. For me personally, one of my biggest issues starting out comp was nerves, like getting nervous before a match or a scrim. And the thing about that is they usually throw you off and they don't let you like think straight. So for that, what I found is usually just taking a deep breath before like a scrim or a match and just realizing it's just like a scrim. If you lose, it's not a big deal because then you can try to figure out what you did wrong and learn from that and become better. And in the end, there's just really no reason to be nervous or anxious because it's just a game. If you win or lose, nothing's gonna change. The reason you're playing the game is to have fun, so just make that your goal. And in the Bible, like all throughout it, God tells us do not be anxious, like a ton of times. We have no reason to worry, and he tells us to cast our anxiety onto him, and if we do that, he'll reward us with peace. I'm not saying like ignore it, but you don't have to be stressing and worrying about it. Just give that to God and let him deal with it. My second tip for comp is to find a team and like stick with them. Like find good teammates and stick with them, because team chemistry is one of the most important things. If you don't have good chemistry with your teammates, like for example like good teamwork, the more you play with your teammates, the better you guys will get collectively, like as a team. And like overall, if a team has good teamwork, they can definitely beat a team that has more skill than them. That might sound weird, but there can be a lot of good players playing together that have played together a little or haven't played together much, and they can easily lose to a team that's slightly worse than them but has much better teamwork and has played together a lot. And overall, the more you play and the more you play together, you'll get better and your team will get better. And so overall, there's no reason to be nervous. Just give that to God, and also try to find some teammates you're willing to stick with and work with and have fun with, because if you're playing a game not to have fun, then why are you playing? And the absolute best tip I can possibly give you is one word, and that word is Jesus. I can tell you guys without a doubt, I would not be anywhere skill wise, YouTube wise, literally anywhere wise without Jesus. I most likely wouldn't have even found Gorilla Tag, and if I did, I would have been buns at the game. Jesus has given me all that I have, and he offers the same for all of you guys as well. This is the verse I have for you guys. There's obviously Philippians 4:13, which says I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I've used that one a lot, so I want to use this one. It's Isaiah 41:10. It says, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. And this is the main part. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Now there's a lot packed in that verse. The main part I want to highlight is I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous hand. If we put our trust in God, he will help us. He doesn't benefit at all from us putting our trust in him. He does this solely because we're meant to be with him, and we can only benefit from being with him. And he loves us, so he wants us to benefit. But in that verse, he literally says he will strengthen us and help us. And there's tons of other verses saying stuff like this. It's emphasized all over the Bible. And all we have to do is trust in God and follow him. God has a purpose for all of us. I know for sure one of his purposes for me was to have this YouTube channel so I could share this with you guys. If that wasn't one of my purposes, then I simply wouldn't be here because that wasn't his purpose for me. And he has a purpose for all of you guys. So that's my last tip. If you want to learn more about Jesus, any Christian I know would love for someone to talk to them about Jesus. So if you got someone like that around you, then I would strongly consider talking to them. Thanks for watching, guys. Also, if you want your name in the next video, remember to use my creator code. God bless.